broadcasting live for viewers in the Gambia and around the world. This is the news at 8 p.m. and of course the headlines before we go further. President Barrow reiterates his government's resolve to improving the living standards of Gambians as he addresses mass meetings in Jokadu and Lower Badibo. Vice President Dr. Aissatou Toure presides over the launch of a strategic document for the protection of children and women empowerment. Over 100 holiday makers arrive in the Gambia as the tourist season swings into gear. To other news, Rebuilding a Nation, Ethiopia's risk management agency, says the humanitarian situation in the Tigray region significantly improving. And search for Zimbabwe's trapped miners called off amid concerns over safety issues. These and many more coming ahead in the news. With me, Fatu Elika Muloshi. Many thanks for joining us. Hello there, it's good to have you with us. Now we begin with the presidency as the President, His Excellency Adam Barrow, told the people of Jokadu and Lower Badibu that his government is committed to addressing their development needs and improve their living standards. President Barrow gave the assurance during meetings in Kirnjor and Kir Mambori on day 2 of his Meet the People's tour. The Gambia leader also revealed that his government will put an end to the country's electricity problems by 2025, when the whole Gambia will have electricity. Modu S. Jallo is traveling with the President and delegation, and he files in this report.
On day 2 of his Meet the People's tour, His Excellency President Adam Barrow drove about 3 kilometers up the North Bank Highway to Kerngur village in the Chergarga ward of the Jokadu district for his first meeting on Tuesday. The presidential delegation arrived at the meeting venue to a rousing welcome from the people of Jokadu. Could not hide his feeling of welcoming the head of it in Jokadu, citing difficulties women encounter accessing health facilities. The National Assembly member Honorable Salif Jau and the Chief of Jokadu, Alpha Mariam Khan, both assured President Barrow of the people of Jokadu's full support for his development agenda. They, however, appealed for the construction of the area's poor road network. Responding to earlier demands of the people of Jokadu, Health Minister Dr. Ahmadou Lamin Samate said the Kuntaya Health Center will be upgraded, whilst plans are underway to build 2 new health centers in the area. Dr. Samate also revealed that soon his ministry will introduce a community ambulance service, which will significantly address the challenges of accessing healthcare services in many parts of the country. Tourism Minister Ahmad Ba thanked the people of Jokadu for their support to the Barrow government, which he said is working hard to improve the living standards of Gambians, citing the government's COVID-19 response and relief packages as an example to alleviate the suffering of the people during the pandemic. Ba also dispelled claims that the government intends to register foreigners for the 2021 elections, describing it as unfounded, but he warns that no eligible Gambian will be denied registration.
bu fekkee ne nga doomi réew yi ne Amérique Gambien yi nekk Angleterre nga ne doomi Gambia yi nekk Spain nañ leen jox ñu woote suñ doomi yi ne Gambia yi ne Sénégal nga ne ñooñu duñu woote ko teg na ngeen ma déglu bu baax janvier bii ñëw nii dinañ commencé joxe carte fu doomi réew nekk ci aduna bi bu AIC naka ñëwut foofu pour registre la ñëwal jàll réew ma nga ne nga jëw Gambia ñu registre la kenn mënu la ko tere loi bi la ko may ñoom ñu ne diaspora nañ woote xanaa ñu ne Sénégal duñ diaspora.
The Minister of Lands and Regional Governments, Honorable Musa Drame, said several communities in Jokadu are set to enjoy clean drinking water. The Kerngold meeting climaxed with the Gambian leader addressing the gathering. President Barrow recognized the welcome accorded to him before telling the jubilant crowd that their concerns have been noted and action will be taken to address them. Regarding electricity supply, President Barrow said the Gambia's electricity problems will end by 2025, when the whole country will have. He also revealed that 50 tractors have been acquired by his government and will soon be in the country for delivery to farmers. His government, according to President Barrow, is focused on development works. The Kerngur meeting will go down in the history of the village, but the show was stolen by young Maria Mandong, a grade 4 pupil of Kerngur Lower Basic School, who composed this poem for the president.
We have seen the schools you built. We have seen the roads you built. We have seen the bridges you built. We have seen the markets you built. We have seen the salaries you increased. We have seen the public support you gave. We have seen everything you have done. When we see you, we see hope. When we hear you, we satisfied. You are our hope, you are our light, and you are our president.
The president wrapped up his Tuesday's engagement with another meeting in Kermamburi in the Lower Badibu district, where the Gambian leader was accorded another rousing welcome. The people of Lower Badibu, including Chief Abala Kinte, National Assembly member Alaji Jawara, and Majanko Samusa all assured the president of Lower Badibu's support for the president. President Barrow, in his address, spoke about his development agenda and promised to address their concerns, including the upgrading of the Ker Ardo Health Center. Several people were also presented to the president, said to be defectors from other political parties, to the president's National People's Party. Mumades Jalo, GRTS News.
Now, the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, Wednesday received in audience the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Patricia Scotland, who is in the Gambia for engagements with government and other stakeholders. SG Scotland praised the Gambia's democratic transition process, reassuring that the Commonwealth will continue to closely work with government to advance the values that bind member countries of the organization. Mamadou Jallo reports.
Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Patricia Scotland, arrived at the government guest house in Kerewan for a meeting with the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow. She was accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Mamadou Tangara, and other foreign ministry officials. She is in the Gambia for high-level engagements with government officials and other stakeholders. Speaking to reporters after the closed-door meeting with President Barrow, Secretary General Scotland gave a positive assessment of the Gambia's transition process following its rejoining of the Commonwealth.
When President Barrow came into office, he made a number of commitments in relation to adhering to the Commonwealth Charter, our values, particularly in relation to changing the Constitution, but also addressing many of the issues which were causing difficulty here in Gambia. And with some great success, we saw the improvement in the economy, the raising of the opportunities for many of the people in Gambia.
She added that the Commonwealth will continue to work closely with government to promote the values of the organization, particularly its support to the advancement of women and children. The delegation left for Banjul, where she is expected to take part in an event organized by the Ministry of Women and Children's Affairs later in the week. Mamadou Jallo, GRTS News.
Staying with the presidency, because Vice President Dr. Aissatou Toure has presided over the launch of a 5-year strategic document designed by the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare. The document is earmarked for the protection of children and women empowerment. Now, that story, of course, was reported by Uminjai.
Gender equality, the protection of children and women empowerment topped the agenda of the 3-day virtual meeting of stakeholders